All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Friday, we saw that trend day higher following a sweep of what was the previous week's low. That was a really nice day on Friday. That was a great way to end the week. Ended up just being a one and done trade for me. If you were in that live stream, you saw that. Now, during the overnight session, we have NASDAQ trading, well, initially Sunday night trading higher, almost into that 25,400 level of interest, just shy right through here. And sellers step in pretty aggressively. We're now down, we're 400 points lower into the 25K level of interest. So, what I had outlined this morning in the pre market prep notes in the Traders Think Tank was I want to see how price can respond, how price will respond versus 25K and the 25,100 level of interest, as well as the weekly open. If these areas, if buyers fail to defend either one of these levels, I'll be hands off most likely until this zone right down into here, prior day low area, that 24,700 area, or some sort of higher time frame reversal. I do not really want to be fighting any sort of deeper retracement of Friday's trend day move. So that's the game plan for this morning. The backdrop remains neutral bearish. And we have an open that is going to be within the prior day's range and currently beneath that late day. Looking at the 5-minute RTH chart, currently beneath that late day structure. So right into basically value area low from Friday's session. It's kind of for me, there's going to be the line in the sand here to attempt longs until, like I said, down into this area or higher time frame reversal. So 15 or 30-minute reversal that I can work with. That's the game plan. 4 minutes till the open. It is Monday. We'll see what sort of action we get today. Monday can definitely be a slower day. So don't want to come into the week as a gunslinger. As always, we just want to look for our setup, make sure we have a trade plan, make sure we're trading our trade plan, following our rules, staying disciplined to our system, you know, generally being a professional with our trading. That's the game plan. That is the GP. Let's clean up this chart a little bit. Get these drawings off of here. There we go. Clean it up, clean it up. And I'd like to quickly check, the overnight, the actual extended hours chart, the 1 minute. So fresh overnight lows are being made. And price is just right here into 25K. So we'll see how this area is going to be treated. That's going to be my main watch off of the open. Do I trade here manually? Yes, this is a live trading stream. Do I let my EA trade and just sit there to make sure everything's fine? I don't know what an EA is. If you're talking about APT, the trading bot, here's the thing about automation. Like why would anyone set up automation just to sit at the desk and watch it all day? If that's what automation requires, I would not do it. That is like pointless. It's like, let me set up all this automation and then sit here and watch it all day long. That's not really automation as far as I'm concerned. You just made your job a little less involved, but true automation should not require any watching. It's like check it once a week for me anyway. I don't know. If I set up automation, the goal is to get away from the desk. Some of you guys need some hobbies, it sounds like. One time someone asked me what I do when I'm done trading for the day. Like, man, do you not have any hobbies? You got nothing you want to do outside of just watching these candlesticks? Go outside. You go to the beach if you're not in landlocked Texas. Take the car out. Go for a walk. Hit the gym. Like, I can tell you, there is a long list of things I'd rather be doing than watching candlesticks unfold. No hobby. Sorry to hear. What are hobbies? I got a job and kids. Man, there's room for hobbies. There's room for hobbies. I don't have kids, so maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. I'll check back in a year or two on that one. I'll let you know how the hobbies are going. Yeah, that's valid. All right, 30 seconds till the open. Or he could be like D-Wall. He hits his monthly goal and then disappears for like 3 weeks at a time traveling. If you love to travel, trading can bring that for you. All right, here's the open, just shy of 25K. ES into 67.30. We do have a gap lower, but for me, not a true gap. Still within the prior day's range. We do currently have some Fed speak ongoing, just FYI. So back up and through 25K. Now we want to see, is this level, can it hold? Did not see a suitable entry through there per my risk parameters. So staying patient. Small overnight gap is just about filled. So Friday's close was 131, 132 ish. And NASDAQ coming into the 25,100 level of interest. ES into the 6750 level of interest. NQ coming into weekly open 142 and VWAP just overhead. Priority volume point of control. If you were a long 25K, you're sitting pretty right now. Nah, I'm not in the long. I would have had to put my stop at the low if I bought the 25K break. Did not really want to risk 50 points in the first 2 minutes on Monday morning. So I'm still cash. Ever tested how good ATR based stop loss works? I've not. It is a structure based stop. Look at that 2 hour candle. Only has 20 more minutes on it. So 10 a.m. should give us some good clues for the rest of the morning. All right, let's see what kind of depth this retracement gives us. NQ retest in the weekly open, 142. And your opening 15-minute bar is getting ready to close in 2 minutes. Obviously, starting the morning quite bullish. And fresh highs. So weekly open just holds. Upside level is 250. Yeah, I think Gabe said he was long the 25K and locked it at plus 80. Look at this 5 minute. And there's another retest near the weekly open. 142. 25, 142. Yeah, that was the right stop to have there. The play was valid. I just didn't have enough time to adjust my sizing down, and it's Monday morning. I don't really want to be slapping the open, but the idea was definitely valid, if you ask me. And Q just shy of that next upside level of interest, 250. ES session highs as well. Let's see what RTY is doing. Yeah, RTY pretty much mirroring Session highs. Volume's tapering down a bit. This is still an inside day. I'm pretty yeah, still an inside day here. So value area low from Friday, aligned with the level of interest, holds as support after a little sweep of the overnight low. We're getting into a bit more resistance here near 250 from Friday's structure. And of course, higher time frames as well with the level of interest right there. So we'll see if the strength continues into 10 a.m., 10 till 10. If buyers can clear this 250 area, they'll be targeting the overnight high. Yeah, prior to AI is right in this 250 area though. So just lump it into the same zone. Today, another good example of that directional move, pretty much showing strength until 10 a.m. Why it's wise to not fade it. It's not an absolute, nothing in the market is, but more often than not, that simple rule has kept me out of a lot of trouble. There's 250 trading. Look at that hourly bar, big bullish engulfing. Let's see that 2 hour. Yeah, 2 hours engulfing as well. NQ extended hour session volume point of control shifted to 238. We do have a more minor data print at 10 a.m. We'll see if that actually hits. Volume has really tapered down below average on NQ. Let's check ES. Yeah, ES, same. NQ fresh highs. Very slight fresh high right there. Real question now will be post 10 a.m. Getting into a little bit more resistance. Let's take a look at the retracement levels. So 50 is down there near the 100. And then near 38, it's right near the weekly open. Yeah, you can see kind of 2 days of resistance right in this area. And 90 seconds till 10 a.m. So a little opening rally to start the morning. And we'll see if this move can sustain post 10 a.m. up through 250. Or if price just kind of hangs out in the structure that we talked about both on Friday and then already this morning from Friday afternoon. I mean, really, even into Thursday. Looking at the RTH chart here. Oh, you can't even see it. There it is. Is there an update on the data prints? I don't think the prints from the shutdown are coming out, PJ. But that shouldn't impact NVIDIA earnings, that's for sure. We have a print right now at 10 a.m. All right, let's see what sort of depth this retracement's going to have. There's the shallow, 23%. I like to see if buyers can defend basically this area through here. If not, let's see a retest of 25K. Fed speak is ongoing, by the way. Gotta love levels of interest, though. Nice rejection there at 250. There's your 38% fib. And the 50 is at about 104. Here comes the 50. Anyone nail that 10 a.m. reversal? Benny, let's go, man. Nice work. Gabe, nicely done. A little bit of a bounce there. I like to see a decisive break right now through prior day volume point of control and VWAP. Purple box, like I said, want to see if buyers respond there. The purple box. Now we'll just cut that one for even. That's decent. You had the level of interest right through there and the 50% fib. Can expect buyers to attempt in that zone, but I want to see, like I said, just more immediate follow through. Got 5 points there at 100 PJs. Better than -5. So like I said, if this 100 area fails, I'll be looking at 25K. Couple of scalps on this Monday. Yeah, and that is why I trail the way I do. Avoid a stop right there. This price resolving lower down through my level of interest. Now staying patient. Now I'll be looking, like I said, at let's move the purple box. I want to watch pretty much this area. Actually, it should be more like 25K and then session low. And like I said before the market open, if pretty much if the low today fails, I'll more than likely be done for the morning because I want to wait for this zone down here. All done, Gabe? All right, man. Nice work. Take care. Gabe took that hobby commentary to heart. He said, "I'm getting out of here." So that's the 61% fib and value area low. Not a point I would personally set risk against, but just an observation. With ES right here at the 6750 level of interest as well. We do have a little uptick in volume. And keep in mind, today is still an inside day. So this little intraday structure area is going to be treated right through here. Sellers in there at the weekly open. Not a ton that I want to do right here in this little zone. I like to see basically the 160 area be cleared, and maybe a retest with some market structure. The main idea I wanted this morning versus 25K, we could not find an entry personally, at least one that made sense for my risk profile. And so right now, basically just picking up the scraps where we can. Picking up the scraps. But it's Monday, it's an inside day. Volumes for the most part below average for most of the session so far. So it just ends up being, a base hit morning. That's all right. That is all right. Definitely some indecision here between the 100 level of interest and then that weekly open reference point 142. Rich base hit morning, yes sir. So sellers defending that little red zone there that we highlighted. The weekly open, intraday structure, prior day volume point of control. So for longs, I would either want to see price break this zone and then give an entry, or I'm looking at some sort of reaction down here. Rich, first green Monday in a month? Nice. Heck yeah. What was the change that you made? What made today successful? Awareness of plan and happy with daily goal. Heck yeah. Well done. Well done and congrats. So sellers showing a little more follow through here. And buyers right there again at value area low. So that profile is developing. So that most recent bullish 2 hour candle, no follow through. None at all. Yeah, Mario, no FOMO. We're staying patient. We're staying disciplined. Inside days are typically some of my least favorite days. So, like I said, if it ends up just being a base hit sort of Monday, that's quite all right with me. Oh, you love the inside day? Oh man. Level to level, yeah. That's valid. NQ right back into 100. Almost 1 hour into the morning. Five-minute showing a little bit of barcode. Just a little bit. What do I listen to while I'm trading? Just like very chill. I would say it varies between like jazz, just very low key instrumentals, and let's see, what do I have going right now? This is Spotify's Peaceful Morning Mix. Just like I don't even know how I'd describe what's currently playing, but it's like calming. So NQ may be curling higher here based on that 5 minute. Let's see how the weekly open is going to be treated again. 142. Yeah, that's more interesting there with the 15-minute hammer as well about to close. I like that a little better. See if it can sustain or not. Some music makes your dopamine jump. Yeah, I can't listen to anything that gets the heart rate going or any that drives any emotion or anything like that. A little Metallica, maybe in the gym, Rich. not, not while I'm trading. Yeah, so I want to see price, like I said earlier, clear this 150, 160 area. See value area low continuing to hold. You have the 60% fib right through there as well. So still technically within the fib buy zone as I define it. But those are typically not areas that I would want to set risk against, at least not in a more bearish backdrop. It's going to be a lower conviction entry. But you do have the confluence of the 61% fib and then value area low. Session volume point of control just shifted to 133. If this 15-minute can show some follow through, we may have a retest of the highs. But that's an if as of right now. And sellers are right back in it from 150. Hate this zone. Yeah, I don't have any real edge here, so hands off. Still just pretty much two scalps on the morning. I think we did. The first one's about 40 points, and the second one is about 30. So it's not a bad morning, but no follow through really on either of those. Like I said, the main trade I was planning for this morning was the 25K long. I just could not get in there. So if you miss the main move, try and pick up some scraps. Otherwise, sit on your hands, stay patient. Don't let FOMO drive your decisions. Don't let frustration drive your decisions. $5 minutes still showing us barcode, of course. The group P&L, yeah, that's with props. Live account hooked up there as well. Or self-funded rather would be a better term for it. Really enjoying this trade copier that I'm using right now. I've not had an issue with it yet, thankfully. So I'll probably continue to try and expand. I expect a lot of these props will have like big Black Friday sales. So I'll look to accumulate some more accounts at that time. Tick Blaze, I haven't heard of that. PJ, I'm using Tradecopia. No affiliation. But so far it's been great. I gotta say, it's been great. Compared to my experience with TradeSyncer anyway. I mean, I know a lot of people use TradeSyncer with success, but I think my style of trading was just not suitable for what they offer. Yeah, I had a bunch of issues with TradeSyncer, honestly. Like pretty much every single day there was a problem. And I kept giving it a shot, kept giving it a shot, and finally it's just like, man, I cannot. It is like wasting weeks of progress and, trades either not copying or the most frustrating was I had a lot of them that would basically what would happen is the entry would not copy, but then my take profit would copy. And so yeah, if you have an account where the entry does not copy, but the take profit copies, that take profit order is now going to put you in a sell, right? So now I'm looking at the dashboard and I have like half of the accounts are short, the other half are long as they should be. Oh my goodness. It like just you can't have that. You cannot have that. And that was frequent. That was frequent for me. But I think it's because I do I move pretty quickly and so I just don't think TradeSyncer could keep up. Yeah, exactly. They would get flipped and then, you get frustrated and that can then in turn bleed into your trading if you're frustrated or something. And so I try and eliminate anything that is going to like get an emotional rise or can cause an emotional rise can then bleed into your trading and now you're going to underperform. It's not good. It's not good at all. So can't be using tools that are unreliable. Yeah, the some of the scalps I do are pretty fast, but Yeah, I don't think it was like a major. It was just a mismatch with my own style and that software. I think because they use all cloud computing for it. Tradecopia is installed on your local disk, so there's no cloud or anything. It's just all right on your computer. So it eats up a little bit of RAM, but I think I'm going on like 3 weeks with it now, maybe, and it's not. I've not had a single issue. So is NQ gonna crack right here? Let's see. Volume is just really tapered down. We have to do the stream sacrifice. And right now it's just 60 by 150. So a little 90-point structure with a level of interest pretty much right through the middle of it. These are the scenarios where I'll focus less on how the intraday is responding to the level of interest and more on the higher time frames, like how's the 15 and 30-minute responding to this zone, and then more emphasis on just this structure itself rather than the level of interest. So it's basically just like this. Pretty much where we're at right now. And like I was saying earlier, for fresh positioning, I would want either this area, like pretty much into the lows, 25K to be tested, or I want to see price kind of break this structure and then give me an entry. But in here, I don't really have a lot of desire to get involved. So on that note, I think I'll just call it right here. We'll call it a morning. Two scalps. The main idea I wanted was the 25K long. I could have made it happen. I would have had to have dropped size quickly and then just pretty much bought the break of 25K, put the stop beneath the low, be willing to take that 45 or 50 points. But it has to be such light size that I was just not prepared for it. I was not really prepared for that sort of structural development right there. So you let it go. You don't want to force it with big size, because the time that you do, you're going to eat that full stop, and that's not a fun feeling. I'll tell you that. It's just not worth it, especially first 2 minutes on a Monday. Like, whatever, not the end of the world to miss it. So we do what we can. We grabbed a couple scalps. I tried the microstructure at the weekly open, and then we tried that was pre 10 a.m. And then we tried I believe that was the level of interest retest with the 50% fib. Yeah, it was. So post 10 a.m., going for a deeper retracement, and then maybe see if we can retest the highs. We could not. So just cut that one, and now price is just here in this structure. So I'll be watching mid morning, see if we can get a break of this thing. But look at volume, right? Plus inside day. The 5 minute just literally looks like a barcode. It was the kind of morning to set some alerts near those edge points of where you may be interested in getting involved and then just focusing on something else. Hope you guys had a good start to the week. And we will be live tomorrow morning. Have a great rest of your day and take care.